Golf is as much about decision-making as it is about execution. Doubly so when you're playing a course as tough as Sagebrush, a beautiful inland links course in British Columbia, Canada. So today I'll walk you through how I plotted through each shot while carting a great score on a very tough course. Starting on the first hole, a massively uphill par 5. It's better to play up the right side of this fairway, but this turns out to be a son-in-law shot. Not the one we wanted, but it will do.
It's really hard to see on video how uphill all of these are. It's probably playing 240, 170 to carry the bunkers, but might be playing more like 190, but let's have fun.
And admittedly, this probably wasn't my best decision of the day. An iron up the right would assure me an unobstructed shot into this green, but I guess I was tempted to reach this one in 2.
It's for sure in the bunker.
And the result should be no surprise.
All right, 100 yards.
Take a little more club than that.
In any event, I do have just 100 yards in, and I'm able to get this one on the green. But the putting surfaces at Sagebrush are no joke. They're easily the biggest I've ever seen, and a green in regulation is no guarantee of par or better here. As you can tell by watching Isaac's first putt of the day race past the hole. Fortunately, I had quite a bit more luck today, and after watching further struggles of my playing partners, I am able to clean this one up for par. The biggest challenge on a course like this is committing to lines off the tee and clubbing appropriately. Anything that stays on line and carries the crest of this hill at 180 yards will bound down and leave me a decent approach shot, and I'm able to do that here. But the approach poses its own challenges.
I have 179 into a back flag. Camera doesn't show this is such a downhill lie. Just looking at the middle of the green.
Another huge green with a sucker pin on the left, which I've decided to ignore completely. But I mentioned the downhill lie here.
Oh no.
And this one runs through the green, which means it's time to get to work greenside. From a scuzzy lie in the rough, I opt to get the ball rolling as quickly as possible with the bump and run. It runs a bit past the hole, where I'll lean into the strongest part of my game. It's a 6-foot downhiller for par here, and I'm able to get it to go. We played Sagebrush the prior day as well, when I learned that a 3-wood over the right bunker is the perfect line here, and with a confident swing on that line, this one works out.
Yeah, I saw the bounce. Hopefully it now rolls down somewhere. It's a 120 downwind. I think a little right of it's good.
It's important to continue to respect the steep slope on this hole, and I thought this one would get close, but it catches the front of the green.
Stay on that ridge.
Before rolling right into a greenside bunker.
That went into the bunker.
We'll call that a green visited in regulation.
Pitching wedge, 115, 120 club. And I hit it like 8 out of 10.
And while short-sided to a pin isn't the position you want to be in here, this effort will give me a look at getting up and down.
Thanks.
And I talk a lot on the channel about how putting should be evaluated not just by whether it goes in or not, but by whether your read was correct and whether you were able to hit your intended line.
Oh, pulled it.
In this case, it was a good read, but a bad stroke, and we'll settle for bogey here.
So we got 80 playing 46.
Despite another huge green in the distance, this tee shot plays a full 40 yards downhill, and pretty much any miss will wind up in the sagebrush. I'll take a couple of looks at my target before taking a smooth swing with an 8-iron. It's a little nervy hitting this club from this number, but fortunately I hit it on line, and it winds up just past the hole.
Yeah.
And the putting green creates a bit of an optical illusion. This putt may look flat, but it's actually quite a bit uphill. I don't quite get mine to the hole, but it's close enough that I'm able to tap this in for par. 5 is one of the better two-shotters at Sagebrush.
Okay, Adam, pick a line.
And it starts with a tough decision on the tee box. An aggressive line up the right will shave yards off the approach shot, but in the past I've only barely been able to make the carry on the right. And playing into wind today, I've chosen a more conservative target, and I actually pull it off that line just a hair.
Super left, but okay.
Leaving me a long blind approach into the green.
I've got 185 playing 175. The pin is around here. I gotta go a little left of it, I think. But even though it's playing 175, we're stiff into it, so I'm hitting a 190 club. You guys keep an eye on this? Thanks.
And this is another nervy one. A miss right here is penal, so I've chosen a target well left. And once again, I miss even more left, where my playing partners spot it.
On the golf course or no? Cart path?
It's ticked the cart path and winds up in a nasty spot. And this is even tougher than it appears.
Okay, let's see what we're working with here. 50 yards. It's going to be so hard to keep this on the green, if I can even put good contact on it.
Beyond the sagebrush immediately in front of me are a set of nasty bunkers, and the green is also running away from me. Not only that, but I've drawn a brutal lie.
Where did that wind up? Oh, let's go!
Wow! Go in the final!
Go in! So apparently my ball went through this peninsula, right to there.
But they say it's better to be lucky than good. And against all odds, I'll have just a few feet for par. And I just barely knocked this in.
I almost missed that. Yeah, that was a extremely unlikely par.
And on the heels of good feels on the golf course, I want to take a minute to talk about the sponsor of today's video, BetterHelp. In keeping with this video's theme of making clear-headed decisions, I think it's appropriate that we talk about mental health. And I know that for a lot of us, golf itself is part of our mental health regimen. But in my humble opinion, for a lot of us, leveling up our mental health is more important than any swing change we'll ever make. And more importantly, improving our mental health pays dividends in all aspects of our lives. And drawing on my own experience and mental health journey, I know that for so many of us, taking that first step into therapy is the hardest part. And that's where BetterHelp comes in. They offer an online platform that makes it easy to get the support you need. And whether you're comfortable speaking by phone, video, or even messaging, BetterHelp can connect you to a therapist. And if a therapist isn't a good fit, you can switch to a new one at no charge. So I encourage you to take that first step and give therapy a try. Visit betterhelp.com/notascratchgolfer or select my channel name at startup for a special discount on your first month of therapy with BetterHelp.
Okay, so we have 193 playing 191, downwind, gonna hit a full 5 hybrid.
Another long par 3 here, and a great strike with the 180 club proves to be the right stick. And with this trajectory, it pitches and stops just beyond the hole.
Oh yeah.
My green reading routine includes walking around the putt on what I perceive to be the low side of the slope. From below the hole, I did see this putt breaking left, but when standing above it, I convinced myself that it's actually a straight putt. So while the speed of this one was on,
Oh, it did go left.
my initial read was actually the right one, and I'll settle for another par. 7 is another par 5 with a tee shot that plays massively uphill. The target's wide, but even a well-struck drive will leave me the longest number I can recall having in on a par 5.
Stroke hole 1 for a reason. I hit a great drive. I have 407 in. Line is...
The next one, though, plays massively downhill. So after a 190-yard drive, a well-struck 3-wood goes almost 270, leaving me a short number into the green.
Better be good. Another shot where you're not going to see the pin on camera. So 36 playing 25, pin is here. I'm going to take a smooth swing with a 140 club.
And on this one, I decide to club up. In the intro, I mentioned that decision-making is as important as execution on a course like this. It's the type of day where sometimes we'll hit 8 irons from 190, and other times we'll hit them from 135.
Oh yeah, it's good. So I want you to observe the size of this green.
And just check out what we're working with for a putting surface here.
That is a normal size flag. That is the biggest green I've ever seen.
Onto the birdie putt. And after judging the lags well so far today, this one's a miscue.
Slow down, slow down, slow down, slow down. Wow.
But Tony's finally found it over these short ones.
Good roll.
And perhaps motivated by seeing that one go in, I'm able to roll mine in for par.
Thanks. The guide said played over the rock, but we did a warm-up round yesterday, and we actually discovered way left of the rock is okay.
And I've mentioned already that the biggest challenge on this course is committing to a line on these blind tee shots. Armed with some confidence after playing the course the prior day, I am committed to my line here, and it's another good one.
That should be good. Okay, I have 178 downwind. Just contemplating whether I can get a 6-iron there. I think I can.
I'm equally committed over the approach.
That's as well as I can hit that club.
And it does catch a piece of green.
That get there? Sweet.
And the key to my scoring on the front 9 thus far has been 2-putting when I should. I've got a feel for distance on these greens, and this one was looking good the whole way, but it doesn't quite drop.
Thanks.
And I'll tidy it up for par heading into 9. There's plenty of room to miss right on 9, but not this far right, and it leads to my only missed fairway on the front.
We'll see. You saw it bouncing? Yeah. Okay. So I've got 120 playing 126, but there's a big false front, so I want to play long, so I'm hitting an 8-iron, 140 club.
One more conservative club selection here, but execution?
Oops, chunky.
It's off.
Okay.
So I'll leave myself a wedge in.
Okay, this green is wild. So 58.
This one, however, is right at it, and I'll have just a short putt for par. But for the first time today, I miss a makeable one.
Ugh.
And we'll close out the front with a bogey. But there was a whole lot to like on this front 9. The driver was working, I hit my share of greens, scrambled half the time when I didn't, and limited the bad shots to only a handful. Let's see if we can keep it going on the back.
Getting 138, playing 134.
Backed off 8 irons have become a common approach club for me today. But this one,
Oh, Adam.
it struck thin. And I'm lucky it finds yet another one of Sagebrush's massive greens. And this will be my most challenging lag putt of the day so far. It's uphill all the way and breaking quite a bit to my left.
Oh, thanks.
It almost finds the back of the cup, and I'm happy to escape this one with a par. More course knowledge from yesterday leaves me aiming this one way up the right,
Yeah, that should be good.
and right away I know it's a good one.
119, playing 128.
It leaves a short number into a green that's about 30 feet elevated from the fairway, which I get close, but the birdie look is one I have to be conservative with.
This is a fast putt.
While I'd love to make this one, my only thought when above the hole on fast greens is to roll the putt at die speed and take 3 putts out of play.
Oh!
But it's not quite meant to be, and it's another par. Finally, Sagebrush relents a bit with this short par 3, and of course, with the one freebie hole today, I do this.
Nice. And in that bunker.
I've drawn a downhill lie in a bunker, and my shot is so blind that you can't even make me out from the camera here. And unfortunately, my best effort rolls right past the green into yet another bunker,
I'm not going to like it.
where I hit a pacey one that almost hits the stick, but rolls out about 15 feet past the hole. I'll give this uphiller a firm stroke to ensure I don't leave it short, and it doesn't quite drop,
Enough.
and it all adds up to the day's first and only double. Another fun one here, a drivable par 4, and if it weren't into the wind, this probably could have found the putting surface, but I'll settle for missing in a greenside bunker.
In the trap.
And after going bunker to bunker on the last hole, this one's a lot cleaner
Thanks.
and leaves me with about 15 feet for birdie. And after so many close calls today with the flat stick, I finally get one to go here.
Thanks.
But as my friend Milt likes to say, it's hard to recover from a birdie.
Oh,
This one's left into the sagebrush. But note that it pays to know the rulebook. The sagebrush isn't marked as OB or a hazard here, so I take an unplayable for a 1-stroke penalty and pull my ball back on line between line of entry and the pin, and I'll play my third from here. This one hugs the line of the hole almost too tightly, and I'll have a hanging lie for my 4th shot. It's a little left of the flag, leaving me with another 15-footer, this time for par.
I hope that's good.
And once again I have to be careful with the pace of this one. But it's right at the hole. And lo and behold, I somehow manage yet another great escape for par.
That's an all-world par.
My case of the lefts continues on 15, but this one catches a favorable kick off the slope, leaving just a short iron in.
That was so bad.
But this one from a side hill lie proves to be beyond my pay grade. It catches a piece of green before rolling off, leaving me with a pretty straightforward pitch.
Sit.
But unfortunately, I blast this one,
That did not sit.
and I still haven't found the putting surface. The upshot is filming this putt from one of the best vantage points on the entire property.
Oh, no.
But seemingly when it rains, it pours out there, because this one's too pacey, leaving me with a testy comebacker for bogey. But once again, Tony's making putts before I get over my ball, and I am able to make this one, and escape with just a bogey.
Thanks.
16 is the final par 5 at Sagebrush, with significant elevation change just like all of the others here. We learned yesterday that left of the aiming rock is actually the ideal line,
I think that's good.
and this one leaves me in position to go for it.
Okay, so believe it or not, the numbers I'm about to tell you are true. It's 285 to the middle of the screen, but 330 to the pin. And it's playing crazy far downhill, downwind. So I think a smooth 3-wood at the right edge of the trap is good.
Good target, bad execution.
Or right over the middle of the trap. Go!
I'm still hoping it might carry, but...
Oh! Caught like the last inch of the trap. Okay, so 101.
And unfortunately, my flat swing leads to a lot of fat shots like this out of bunkers.
Chunky. Okay, putting. 60-foot putt.
And this is another green that's legitimately longer than a football field. And I have one of the longer putts you could have on it.
Yeah.
But this time, no inspiration from Tony.
Hit it. Ugh.
I still have 10 or 12 feet left, but I miss it low. And for the first time today, a 3-putt bogey. Finally, a drive on my intended line here on 17.
Oh, yeah.
And in these conditions, it's another one that gets out there almost 300, leaving just a wedge in. And I'm taking aim at the middle of the green here, but don't put quite enough on this one, leaving me with a longer look at birdie than I'd like from this range. but I'm content with 10 greens in regulation through 17 holes today. And now on to the birdie look. And proof that pace matters more than line.
From 1 putt to 3 putt, just like that.
And I may have just spoken this one into existence.
Don't 3 putt all day.
Oh well. The putting karma about evened up today. And on to 18. A wide open fairway where even my left miss works out.
Maybe. Yeah, just held on the fairway. Oh, now it's rolling down. 135, playing 138 and a bit into, hitting a 140 club left of the stick.
And this round can't be coming to a close any sooner for me, because the back nine has entailed a whole lot of poor strikes like this one. But true to form today, a good pitch onto the screen will give me a look at escaping with the par, and not before getting to see Isaac's putt from virtually the same spot. And he opts for speed.
Oh, that's one way to hit it. Love it. I didn't really learn much there other than have the confidence to ram it in. Dude, I don't have the confidence to do what you just did.
I'm a bit more worried about the pace on this than Isaac, and proof that there are many approaches you can take over a putt like this, I'll die mine into the hole. And before I run through these numbers, I should mention that the previous day, I carded an 87 on this same golf course, including one pickup triple. I won't hit 10 greens every day, nor will I always make multiple putts from outside of 12 feet. But that makes it all the more special when I do. And it was a thrill to card a great score for an even better differential towards my handicap here. And even better to be able to share it with you.